Hello, fellow survivors. Blah. Yuck, that sounds weird. But Planetside's going Battle Royale, so we've got to expand our horizons a bit. So what I want to do here is examine the big dogs in the room. Where's Planetside's major competition in the space it's going to be entering? And the first thing that comes to my mind when I hear Battle Royale is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. This is Battle Royale in its purest form, a true simulator of the genre. There is an intense authenticity to the weapons. The sound design is exquisite. The deafening thud of a heavy pistol up close, the rattle of a submachine gun nearby, or the crack of a sniper rifle in the distance. This, coupled with the fact that weapons are hard to handle in this game, makes them feel very real. The tension is palpable. Your whole team went down, you know there's danger close. Who's going to discover who first? Every footstep that's a bit too loud could be your end, and you probably won't get a second chance at that shot. The matches unfold in a series of tiered engagements. The initial drop being a scramble for weapons. These fights are messy, you don't have good gear. You make do with what you got. From there, things stabilize a little bit. You can take a moment, travel through the environment. You can really appreciate the art that goes into these continents. They are beautiful and lifelike. It truly feels like someone immersed in their work thought about every square foot of these maps. But don't let yourself get too immersed in the beautiful environments, because danger lurks at every turn. Do you try and make a break for it, stay ahead of that other team? Or do you get pinned down like a cornered animal? The blue zone bearing down on you, with no choice but to make one last stand and fight your way out of your predicament. Will they breach? Will they frag? Will they run? Is there another way up to this level that I forgot about in this building? Count the footsteps. How many guys are downstairs? Are they geared up? Will a few headshots do the trick? Oh, that sweet insta-kill. Safe for now. Heal up quick, salvage some gear, get on to the next fight. There are a lot of games in the Battle Royale space now. It's the flavor of the month, right? Flavor of the year. Shoot, flavor of the past few years. And while what's popular will always ebb and flow, the Battle Royale mode is here to stay in some form, indefinitely. But as more and more companies, more and more games, more and more genres do their take on the mode, I always come back to PUBG as Battle Royale in its most pure form. Other games do the mode where you have to be the last man standing. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds brings something a little bit more. It brings that tension, that struggle, that fight to survive, that edge that makes your hands shake and your heart race when the match is on the line. And although you can't expect PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds to hang at that over 1 million concurrent users it had in its heyday, the epic experience that it delivers will keep it a major player in the Battle Royale genre for years to come. While so many other Battle Royale titles will fall by the wayside after just a few months. So does Planetside Arena have what it takes to take a place next to the giant that is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds in the Battle Royale arena? No, guys. No, it does not. Now, that doesn't mean there's no room to fit another title along the spectrum of Battle Royale games, but on a spectrum that goes from a simulator all the way up to an arcade game, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds does the simulation end of the scale really well, and no other game comes close. Planetside Arena will have to look for a niche further down that spectrum, closer to the arcade end of the genre. The fact that it has to make that transition is sort of humorous to me. To me, what made Planetside so great was the simulation factor. It simulated futuristic sci-fi war on an epic scale. What it struggled to do, though, and where it ultimately fell flat, was to refine that concept, that part that made the magic for the game, into a great gaming experience. In the case of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, the concept was great, but the maps were too big and the loot was too sparse. And they didn't stop to work on performance or fix every bug out there, but they went hard at fixing those core things that made the game a little bit too slow for it to stay in the mainstream. They refined the concept with Sanhok and really delivered the core of the experience in a more accessible format. With that and a few extra game modes in their holster, then they were able to go after performance and a whole bunch of bug fixes. That epic first moment of dropping into a huge immersive battle in Planetside is unforgettable. But after a while, that feeling gives way to the sense of the battle flow in Planetside just doesn't work. It needs more refinement to keep those epic fights flowing. So far, what's been released for Planetside Arena Battle Royale mode doesn't put any of that magic on display. It doesn't show that immersion of lifelike weapons and maps that PUBG delivers, and it doesn't have that Planetside magic of large battles. Where Planetside Arena can find some magic is in the massive clash mode. Can it deliver that massive futuristic sci-fi battle experience in a refined version that has good battle flow? I spend a lot of time sort of staring at Planetside 2, poking it, like, hey, do something cool. We've all seen the magic, we know it's there. We just wanted to take it to that next level. It feels like we've been fighting the same battles for 6 years, just that the size of those fights has gotten smaller and smaller. All the while waiting for the world to expand, and it just hasn't been coming. There will be a surge of players to Planetside, looking for the Battle Royale flavor of the month. Hopefully they can get some of that Planetside magic delivered to those players through some of the other game modes. Otherwise, I think I'm going to have to spend a lot more time in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, waiting for Planetside to do something awesome. That's all for now, fellow survivors. Until next time, I will see you, Planetside.